please.
Drow.
Drow.
Take the Drow themselves. So there's a lot of push there. Drow plus NP. The lane, honestly, it's not too bad against Dawnbreaker. Like, Dawn can jump in, but like,
Yeah.
level 2, level 3 is already pretty fine for Drow there.
Just have to worry about the glimpse. Like, don't go too far out.
Mhm.
Or you'll just die 100 to 0.
The glimpse of us.
Wake up, Sophie. 2023.
sorry. It's 2023, my god. Okay, what's the last carry we're gonna see on Blacklist?
Need a solid Raven here, it looks like, unless they'll run Raven Kunkka, but doesn't feel necessary.
Phantom Assassin.
That would be new.
That would be very new tech. I don't know if it feels great, but at the same time, I can see it working. I don't have to feel about PA as a hero right now, especially in the pro scene.
Maybe TA.
Yeah, I feel like maybe would you want like a ranged carry?
Range carries are usually bad against the MP Tusk.
Yeah.
Oh,
in lane
yeah,
and in game.
How come we never see any troll warlords? I missed that hero.
Troll is... I personally don't like it.
100
The ult's kind of yucky though.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
new
ult-
hero. Let's go.
Oh, Sven!
Okay, I was gonna say something like Sven, because I've seen it in NA still as possible.
Okay, let me
but-
explain why Sven's not good in this meta.
Mhm.
Okay, so in this meta, it's like pretty much all tri-cores. So you have like 3 cores around the same net worth. Like let's say 10k, 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 for example. But Sven, back in the day, why it's good is because you have this guy who's like a beast. He's a monster. So if this hero is like 17k and your other cores are like 8k, 8k, then this hero is good. But if in this day and age, if all your cores are 10k, 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 then Sven is a pretty useless hero.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, thanks for giving me confidence in Blacklist drafts. They basically pick Sven and you're like, well, here's why this hero is dog shit.
Then, I mean, obviously still winnable, but that's
Yeah.
just
Uh-huh.
you know, why I think this hero is not
Not as
really
good as
meta.
it used to be.
Yes.
Not as good as it used to be. I think the Sven does provide a couple of things. The added armor from Warcry is not kind of counteracted by marksmanship, so you have a lot more durability. It plays really nicely with how sustainable Blacklist draft is. Like, you've got Boat, you've got Solar Guardian. You can stay alive really well in these fights, and honestly, a Sven doesn't need too much farm, maybe just a couple of items, fast BKB, and you're kind of okay there.
Yeah.
For the viewer experience, I'm hoping we get a good old 3-game series. And knowing Avo and Richie, they love to have their 70-minute long games. You know, 3 games in a series. So we'll see. We'll find out right now.
John, that laughter is gonna come back to haunt you later. Do not worry, we share the same green room. That's a threat.
It's actually a little bit of behind-the-scenes stuff here. John and Alvaro think that they have this special green room called the extra green room, when really it's just like the little corner of the regular green room. That
As a bathroom. Well, it's the bathroom, but it's pretty good. Anyway, game 2, Richie, upon us.
it's got a water hose. It's pretty nice.
Yes, I used that to drink. Let's go into the game, guys. I don't want any more on my face. I think the drafts don't matter if they play like last game. Honestly, they could have literally picked 5 supports on Blacklist. I think he needs to show us their game.
I stand to disagree.
What?
Because I think last game they actually had a draft that was a little bit harder to execute on. Whereas this time it's not so much about denying
Right,
one
true.
area.
DP is right, known categorically as a hard hero. Press exorcism. Does your team go with you? No.
Yeah, exactly. Does your team go with you or not? There's no choice, you know? Bosku's gonna, well, I guess this time for Bleed, right? Yeah, I mean, look, it'll be a bit more difficult. Ice got more positioning on his team. Corden back on the Ember. Let him cook. Let Chef Corden cook. I don't know. It'll be a little bit difficult. I do like where John was going, though, on this comment about the Sven, though.
I agree.
This is an extremely durable team. You have Glimpse to hold them back. You have Kinetic Field to hold them in. You have Clockwork to help chase. Clockwork with the Dawnbreaker, which, by the way, no counter to the Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, no traditional one.
No Nyx Assassin, no Faceless Void, you know?
You have Hypothermia, though, which is pretty decent.
Yeah, it's good, right? It's stopping some of the healing, but I thought we were going to see something a little bit more bespoke, as they do end up fighting here a little bit. Is Dubu going to die again for First Blood? No, looks like he'll be able to get out ahead. Oh, there's Glimpse, though. They can catch him.
I do feel like...
Run, Dubu. Run in a straight line.
I do feel like the points on KP, though, the Tricore will also stand true, but the Sven. Kunkka, though, is one of those heroes that's like a little bit weak in the Tricore for similar reasons, right? He's probably been trying to refine builds of Kunkka. I mean, now with the Radiance, actually, the hero comes back a little bit into meta, but it's one of the reasons why... It's one of the reasons why this hero has been so far off meta. The only teams that used it in the major, besides against the Enigma, which is a unique thing, was EG and Beast Coast.
Right.
And that's because those two teams don't do Tricore.
Yeah.
So that's...
That's a good point, you know, and you know, at the risk of disagreeing with a professional player, I'm not like I'm gonna totally disagree. Already half backtracking myself, you know.
Yeah,
but what I do really like is this is a lineup that yes, still needs a couple items, Sven especially, but Kunkka and Dawnbreaker can basically just fight off of experience because their spells are incredibly strong in the early game, and they both pretty hard counter an NP at that. So as long as they can give Raven a little bit of farm, even if he is going to be this kind of tri-core 10k mark, as they call it, you know, based off of the strength of your other cores, I still think you actually fight pretty darn well, especially since John was bringing up the... oh, hold on, maybe they actually have a kill onto Jackie already.
Yeah, I think he might just die on attacks. There we go. It was only with level 1 on both the Disruptor and the Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
It's not even your power spike as a Dawnbreaker.
Nope.
Relax lang. Relax lang.
Yeah, and that's going to make things a little bit more difficult for them. But, you know, I do like at least the kinds of heroes that they've chosen to pair it with. Because unlike, say, something like an NPTA SF Tricore, this is a Tricore where, like, only one of them kind of needs to have a lot of gold for the items. BKB on your Kunkka, you're in a happy place. I don't even know what Dawnbreakers go for these days. Like, oh, of course, Guardian Greaves, right? Duh. Dubu is in trouble and maybe dead.
Yep,
oh,
he's going to die to Bosco. All right, nice job. I mean, we've seen recently that Blacklist Rivalry, ironically, in this Tricore meta, they were struggling because they were doing too much Tricore, right? The Tricore meta is not just what KP explained, obviously, he's doing the simple version. It's also finding the right timings for your cores. So it's like, if your offlaner needs a specific item in one moment, letting him farm, then letting your mid laner farm, and that's difficult to do. Blacklist Rivalry had the issue last season where they would just have everyone farm at all times, and that's not exactly Tricore, that's just greedy, right? And as a result, in these last few games, when they've been doing better, Bosco has been sacrificing his own farm for this. So we'll see how he decides to build it on Dawnbreaker in exchange, right? Because Desolator build could be a thing, but I think the Greaves suits the style much more of the Aura carrier.
I think it kind of has to be the Greaves here, to be honest. It's like these value items which enable you to fight with your team, and right now Greaves is definitely that kind of an item. Careful top. Raven is going to be fine. Ice Shards, though, will continue the pain out from Ice Ice Ice. There you is here to act as a buffer.
In an ideal situation, you kind of have the Kunkka sacrifice himself halfway through, so the Dawnbreaker can get items, because he doesn't scale as well. But I don't know if Blacklist Rivalry is still comfortable with this style. I think if you fight a style that works for you, especially after a rough time, just don't break what's all. Sorry, don't fix what's not broken.
Don't break what's already broken.
Yeah, exactly. That is the motto.
Stop using Silver Edge on something I just sharpshooter. Thank you very much.
He used BKB, so that's why.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And as for Bleed, I mean, I'm with you that as long as they just make more moves this game, they do have an easier time. It's an easier, more straightforward lineup. AU's going to die here easily. The combination of Ice Ice and DJ.
Put out the Storm Hammer, but not much you can really do here as he rushes away towards his phase boots. And then the Mask of Madness. So pretty standard Sven stuff. No. If we're ever going to see the return of Superman Sven on his Ag Scepter. Is this a game for it? Not really, I think. Items.
I mean, 2 range cores, huh? I mean, I guess Blink is just better, straight up.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going to go with that as well, especially because you can upgrade it into, I guess, Swift Blink probably is what you're going to want, although I see a reason for Strength Blink as well this game.
Nah, Swift Blink is better. I think almost always Swift Blink. But I'm with you on the... I mean, it's not a bad late game item, for example.
Yeah.
Like, it was for more mobility, why not?
If it, you know, say drops from Roche for free, you're going to pick it up. You won't be too displeased to see it.
Yeah, they might give it to him in late game, right? If Disruptor already has his. Because that's obviously the highest value.
That's true. Tim's really should get his Ags first, but I feel like we never really see that happen too much. Nice dodge there in the mid lane out from Chef Corden.
We don't see that from Roche's? You don't think they prioritize Disruptor a lot? I feel like he's one of the few supports that they actually allowed to exist in the...
I mean, look, I would tend to agree, but the amount of times I've seen people give, you know, crappy Ag Scepters to cores instead of a support who has a legitimate reason for one.
It happens more often than it should, but I think Disruptor is the one hero that breaks that greed a little bit.
He's like, come on, guys. He literally does nothing without his Ags. Let him play.
Or he literally wins the game with his Ags, right? Oh, Raven's being body blocked by creeps. Oh my god, Raven took so much damage. Thank God for the Warcry.
Warcry keeping him alive. Can't wait to get those phase boots online for himself. One more go like that and they'll have him easily.
A point that wasn't mentioned on the Warcry armor that I think John was correctly pointing out was it's really good against tag team Tusk, and DJ is one of the few Tusks as a 4 that still maxes tag team over the Ice Shard Stonewall build that's so popular these days. So maybe that was also part of their thought process here.
Oh, well, it's going to pay off here. I believe they have a kill. Indeed they do. Very easy for DJ. Picks up the last hit.
They actually played around the Warcry cooldown there, so well done. Because he had a Warcry there, he actually might tank enough to just be able to use the tower breach in to save himself if Clockwork was coming. Bottom, they're trying to do the same thing. Bosku. There's the hammer. Not the best combo for now, but they are stuck inside the kinetic field. Unfortunately, Bosku cannot get close to them.
I think that was a combo to get Bosku out alive safely.
You don't think he was going to Star Hammer the Drown?
No, I don't think he wanted to do that.
Dust. She has dust. Okay, that's why. Yeah, you're right, you're right.
Fortunately, Raven back into lane quickly. Doesn't miss out on too much CS, and we'll be happy to start CSing under tower here rather quickly. I think that's going to be, well, first power room, by the way, picked up by Carl. None of the supports rotate on over to the mid lane. It's an important one for him to get. He might actually decide to try and throw out a ghost ship here. If he does, though, it'll be after he clears, or after Corden, that is, clears most of the creeps, or it'll be right now. Nope, he's just baiting him. My goodness, that reduced Tidebringer cleave.
You gotta use the Torrent to go ship with an Ember, because otherwise he's just gonna dodge it, obviously. Yeah. And it's a really, really hard thing, because they can check your animation. And obviously,
they both TP'd.
Interesting. Kunkka, sorry, the top lane, there's Kunkka, there we go.
Okay.
But the Ice Shards prevent him, really well played by DJ, and now AU's in trouble under the tower, but the aggro's the creep in time. Carl wants to punish DJ for this play, but the X marks the spot, has the worst range. So
it's pretty bad. You're gonna have to
400.
Throw this thing blind. Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there on the timing of the Sven bolts, and the torrents didn't quite connect there. And I believe Corden now is gonna rotate it into the jungle, but he's not gonna find anything here. No stacks either happening right now. So far, it's been a lot of the mids just, or sorry, the supports doing a lot of skirmishing. Only Blacklist have a small stack in the hard and ancient cap in their own triangle. Everything else is pretty par for the course right now. Something I do really like about Bleed, though, is that you've got a couple of supports that play very nicely with one another. You know, this Snapfire Tusk, a lot of synergy between the two. Snowball into Cookie, into Shards, into Kisses, right? Tag Team and the, I think you only get the slow, but Tag Team and the little Shredder as well with that additional range. You know, it's stuff that does play well together, which I do like. They could even possibly go hunting a little bit earlier on. Ice, 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 then TP's in and joins the fight. Ice, who is building and playing a much greedier core this time. You know, no Guardian Greaves on this kind of a hero. It's straight into Maelstrom. Probably that Gleipnir build that we tend to see is extremely likely.
Okay, interesting. I think offlane natures, we've seen so many Ags these days. That's weird to see not Ags. Oh, Corden's already on the run for Bosku. Bosku is going to die. Good. This is the Corden we know and love. This is the rotating Corden we talked about. Very early rotation. Oh, good use of the haste rune.
He's gonna farm with the rest of the haste. That's fine. I think no one really for him to try and kill top lane. No one for him to kill with top lane, I should specify. As Ice is actually going to TP bottom, and they're going to be looking to apply some pressure down here. Now, this may look a little bit silly and mostly fruitless, but it has allowed Corden to steal most of this stack.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Ooh, he needs to get a couple more of these creeps until it's worth it, unfortunately. Well, with the rest of Bleed nearby, he's going to get a couple more. Okay, not bad. They've at least reduced the efficiency of this stack, which kind of ends up wasting the time of the Disruptor. So Tim's not too happy to see this.
Yep, especially because now he's the one that's the farmer, so he can't really give it to a useful core instead. Like, they all just try to take it as soon as possible so they can't be stolen from him.
Good play by Ice to rotate down. He really does enable that as... okay, Raven absolutely murders all the tree and top lane, activates the first God Strength. They'll be eager to, and very eager as the game continues to always mop up the rest of those treants and creeps.
I mean, I agree with this. There was a change in thought process about how to use ultimates on carries particularly, right? There's some carries like Juggernaut and Luna where the ultimate threatens something, so you can actually push with it and you're kind of scary. But with Sven and CK, was the two people that were like, this ultimate threatens nothing. Like, if they catch me, I die anyway. I might as well use it to farm instead.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Which is why you're seeing Raven doing this much more liberally. And now, he doesn't have enough damage to actually kill DJ, unfortunately, but they do have reinforcements, and that's what matters here. As yes, Corden gets away, but DJ unfortunately only has a snowball here, so he's mercy.
They're killing Bosku.
At the mercy of Carl, as Bosku will fall to the multi-shot.
Yep.
No, actually, Dubu gets him with an auto attack.
Top lane.
Great, but that's fine.
Ice is still continuing to shove this wave in. A little bit of extra damage onto the tower, just trying to ruin Raven's perfect cleave here. And the Assault actually is going to be down bottom. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if Ice tried to maybe TP down bottom and force a couple more rotations. I think they're especially eager to get Raven out of this lane, because right now, with him continuing to farm in lane, you've got a lot of a really efficient farm going for all 3 cores on Blacklist Rivalry, with the exception, of course, of Bosku, who has just taken his second death. His mech timing is fairly delayed after what was a very strong start here for the offlane Dawnbreaker. Again, this is kind of where, you know, it's this kind of matchup where both of these teams kind of suffer from this problem, where you don't really see a lot of rotations to and from, and a lot of connecting specifically is the word I want to use, on some of these cores. Here's Tims, though. Will force a kill onto DJ, even if he does waste a little bit of time with that last snowball.
Yeah, DJ just got in the stack. They still see a massive ancient stack. I think that's 5? At least 4. I think it is 5.
It's a lot of black dragons.
Yeah, it is 5. 3 black dragons, 2 of
It's 4. You can check easily.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, look, because...
No, 3 black dragons, 2 thunder. It's 5. I mean, stacked 4 times, but it's 5 stacks.
Oh, you know what's funny? They don't, the Thunder Hide aura stacks, and the Rumble Hide aura does not.
Oh. Anyway,
that's what it...
Definitely 5. Yeah.
No, it was. You were correct. It was 5.
Oh, right. Interesting. I didn't know that you could stack on those auras.
The Thunder Hide aura completely stacked.
I didn't know you stacked on those auras at all, actually. Huh.
No, I mean,
so Chen is back in meta.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. Because you go Ags,
you get that
or whatever.
I think it's a 20 talent now.
Okay.
Because Ags is some silly thing where you sacrifice a creep to dispel someone.
I am literally only a Chen watcher, not a Chen player.
Yeah, I could see you, filthy non-Chen enjoyer. Ice.
AU.
Oh, they're gonna boat him.
They are gonna boat him. They're gonna. Oh, look at this. They're gonna kill him. But at the same time, in the bottom lane, they lose Bosku. So it's kind of even.
Offlane for offlane, I do...
Ice is more valuable?
It's more of Ice's time to act right now, right? So by killing him, you're not allowing Ice to really do what he wants to do on the map, which is open up a little bit more Bleed's side of the map to farm. And I will say, though, by committing 4 heroes top lane and those handful of ultis, it's still plenty of space he created. You can see Corden taking this farm, which he would otherwise be unable to, down bottom, especially as they do move in and kill Bosku at the same time. Bosku, though, now with a full mechanism into the Guardian Greaves here rather quickly, so he'll have that big power spike to play off of a bit sooner. But he is really starting to struggle now that Bleed have been focusing and targeting him a bit more. The beneficiaries here have been both carries, though, and both mid laners, I should say.
Yeah. Well, Corden is falling a little bit behind because Ice did go for a greedier build on the Maelstrom. Now he's going for the Ag, so it's an interesting choice, right? He first wants to be able to direct his farm, I suppose, and then he goes for the more teamfight-oriented spell.
Yeah.
This is never the build. There's always Ags into Maelstrom. So
games we casted Monday, we saw a handful of Maelstroms first, and then Atos into the Gleipnir.
No, we've seen the Gleipnir for sure.
Yeah.
The Maelstrom into Ags is what's weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I wonder, because one of the things the Ags does, obviously with giving you farm, because there's just a cooldown, is it does mean you can direct where you're farming. So, So maybe he values that about Maelstrom, like if farm in place, he can push in place.
The Ags is also, I think, a pretty good counter to the Dawnbreaker if she's on the map, visible, right?
Yes, I agree, but I'm just saying that there must be a reasoning why. I'm not really sure what it is, though.
Yeah, strong item as well versus Sven. Maybe they suspect Sven's going to be online a bit sooner than obviously Jackie is. Hold that thought. They have a hook shot. Here comes the ultimate.
Oh, that's a really good Cogs and Static Storm, huh?
3 ultis there. 3 ultis there for Corden, but it should allow them to pick up this tier 1 tower. I don't really see Bleed being able to defend this as they commit the 4th ulti now. Really want this kill, and they'll likely get it. Although, from behind...
Yeah, they're going to kill the Disruptor at this rate. Tims is going to fall at the same time as Dubu, and they're going to continue to fight this in the high ground. Jackie is multi-shotting them, dealing a lot of damage. Now Cogs pushed away. And because of that play, I think they actually got away with this. Blacklist Rivalry going for Ice. The base of death is playing. Dun back into his grave as Jackie tries to find AU here in the trees. Multi-shot in a second, and AU will suffer for his earlier sins. Corden also trying to clean up. Not quite getting to Bosku though, as he had a hammer ready just in case. Then slide a fist. Bosku taken down. One more spear. They try to X him back, but it's too late. They've already caught Bosku, and perhaps Carl as well, who's forced to BKB himself. Instead, it's Tims who's been searing chained, but Tims is not going to die to a single glove.
Okay, and now I think all of a sudden, off the back of that fight, Bleed are going to be the ones to actually take the mid-tier 1 tower first.
Yes.
A little bit of an overextension there by Blacklist. Rivalry strong positioning, and even though if the multi-shot from Jackie doesn't really get any kills, it is pretty good anyway at just slowing down Blacklist. Although, hold on, no way. Okay, Bleed will get the tower. Will they lose anything as a result is the question.
We'll see. Jackie, he got the glimpse back into the hookshot, into the cogs, into the torrent ghost ship combo, and he just need a little bit more damage. Cookie got him out of the cogs. They're chasing after Jackie, and they will catch him with a Tidebringer. As in the backline, a Static Storm stopped DJ's initiation and also bled him to death. Poor Dubu is trying to get away. Torrent for vision that allows for the glimpse, and that will ensure that Dubu also meets his maker.
Tims does die, at the very least.
Oh, Ice got him with a Wrath?
Yep, Ice is going to get something for that, even if while he's busy farming elsewhere.
He sucked into Gleipnir, by the way. He was like, yeah, this is a weird...
Yeah, okay, so he is going straight into the
This
Gleipnir.
makes much more sense.
Yep. This, our little rumble in the mid lane finally ends with Blacklist Rivalry equalizing here for that tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Still, a small win there for Bleed, being able to take down the mid tower as well. They actually have a tower advantage now, and quite a big one at that, Avo. They actually still retain their tier 1 down bottom and have already claimed all tier 1s. So they can actually start sweeping across the map in some really broad strokes here, looking to see what they can pick off. Although for now, it's not, well, it's going so well.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cogs though. Might set up for this initiation from Bosku. He also gets the Stormhammer plus that Starbreaker. A lot of stuns, but someone needs to get down there to help him. Ice gets sent back, killed by the Glimpse and Raven.